And welcome to another edition of Boxing Time TV. We've got a really good bout coming up. I believe it's happening in April. I'm gonna just give you my I'm gonna get all the particulars here. It's Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano, and let's just get right to it. Charlo's 31, Castano's 32. Charlo's 5'11", Castano's 5'7". They both weigh 154 pounds. Charlo is 7'3" reach. 73 reach, and Castano 6'67". Jermell Charlo 34 wins, 1 loss, and Castano 17 wins, no losses, two draws. So it's a 12-round fight, 3-minute rounds, 10-point must scoring system, no mandatory 8 count, 3 knockdown rule waived. We are just going to get right to it, and I'm going to actually figure out. I probably should have done this before this started, but you guys know me. I do things sloppy. And look, Charlo kind of giving some distance to Castano. Castano's coming out to bang. These guys are gonna. These guys are gonna do it. These guys are gonna do it. This is gonna be. So here we go. I'm just going to look up Jermell Charlo, Brian Castano, and this bout is going to be happening. This bout will be happening. It was going to take place on March 9th. Now, it's not saying when exactly that's going to happen, but we know that it's going to happen. Hold on one second. It's going to be happening May 14th. So now you have Castano getting Charlo against the ropes, and Castano coming out, going to the body. And right now, Castano being the aggressor, and it makes me kind of wonder. Does Castano, who got a draw with Jermell Charlo in their first fight, does he kind of have does Castano have Charlo's number? So, looking at all this, looking at all this, we're just gonna get right to it. And right now, so here I'm looking at this. So yeah, pretty good action so far. I'm telling you, I thought that Charlo would sort of draw a line in the sand, be there in the center of the ring, but Castano is game. Castano, getting into the ropes, bullying into the ropes, and if Castano can kind of have his way like this could be a very, very interesting night, depending on how much Jermell Charlo picks his spots, especially if Castano's busier and has a stronger work rate. All right, so I'm looking at my list of fights, and it looks like I got to get more on the books, folks, because the next one I'm probably going to do is Loma Kambosos, just because that looks like that's probably going to happen, although it might happen with Devin Haney. Who knows? Maybe I do both. And then I was going to do Charlo Munguia, but then after last week, that bout got turned down. So, yeah, we're sort of... I don't know who to score that for. I give it to Castano. Yeah, I think the judges do as well. Now, this might be a thing that Jermell Charlo is kind of setting him up, but right now, Jermell Charlo down 2 points as we move into the second round. Both of these guys can bang. Both of these guys have fight-ending power, so we will have to see if that comes into play here in this contest. And Charlo fighting with good defense. He's just not landing. It's almost like he's too far away from Brian Castano to really to land the way that he wants to land. And then now going to the body. These guys. Okay, see, this is more of what I thought we would see. And once again, you are watching Fight Club. No, I'm sorry. You're watching Boxing Time with Evan My name's Evan Jacobs. If you like what you're seeing, please like, comment, and follow. There's going to be... I am on Instagram, and I'm actually going to start doing more with that page. Basically, it's a shadow page where I promote what happens here on the channel. But I'm also going to start doing things with my... I have 2 small collections of boxing cards. And what I'm going to do is they're going to be little episodes that I do once or twice a week where I just sort of talk about the fighter, talk about their career and whatnot. And I have a fair amount of cards. I actually don't remember where all of them came. And now Charlo doing some pretty good work. So he must have known that he didn't look that great in that first round. But Castano continuing to land. And, oh, wow. I have a Robert Quiroga card just sitting here, not in any... Why would I do that? And did I start collecting KO cards? I wish I had. I wish I still had my boxing magazine collection. Honestly, I gave it to the boxing boxing Hall of Fame. And then I have a whole All-Star category. There's a Hagler versus Hearns card. Wow. Yeah, I've got a. I don't like this Robert Quiroga card just sitting out like that. I wonder what I could do with that. I wonder if there's any open spaces in here. Sorry that I'm doing this as we're on the air, but I figure, I'm talking about boxing time stuff. But there are pages and pages in here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and there's, so 18 times 9, 90, it's like 160 something. But then I also have another series here. I have another series here. So now it says Charlo's breathing heavy, Castano's breathing heavy, and once again, Charlo loses. He's even on one of the judges' scorecards. Another judge, the 2 other judges give it to Castano. Castano's up by 4 points, folks. So now these aren't KO cards. These are different ones. I think maybe I'll put that in here. I had a really vast boxing magazine collection, and that collection I gave, just because it was taking up a lot of space, and I gave it to the International Boxing Hall of Fame. I think that's who it is. They're out in Orange. I live in California, and I just thought, hey, I don't want to throw them away, and so I did that, but I regret it. I wish I still had that. And I do have a Rocky Shrine, and it has a fake WBC. Oh, wow. Castano landing hard on Charlo. What is going on here, folks? Castano's fighting. He's really doing well with his left hand. And now Charlo kind of battling back a little bit. Folks, this is not the fight that I thought that we would see. I thought it would be more Charlo picking his spots, kind of pot-shotting here and there. But Castano has come to fight. It's like he's learned a lot from that first fight. And he's come ready to engage in this contest. And right now, folks, Jermell Charlo, I mean, maybe he's looking kind of like how Canelo sometimes looks on here. He's got to start putting stuff together. He's got to start stringing punches together because Castano's landing in a way that is not good for Charlo. This is 3 rounds so far, and Jermell Charlo's having moments like that, but Castano's having more moments, and he's running the number from a work rate perspective. He's running the numbers on Jermell Charlo. All right, so one judge gives it to Castano, 2 judge gives it to Charlo, but now Castano up by 3 points, so Charlo kind of coming back a bit. And folks, we're seeing some good back and forth action. Both the guys in this fight, Castano going to the body, and he's doing that more and more, and he's landing, and that is going to help him later in the fight. That's going to pay dividends. And look at that, and there's Castano. And folks, I don't have anything against the PBC per se. I don't understand, like all these pay-per-views that are just, I don't know that they're really worthy to be on pay-per-view, but this rematch is, I guess, and there is a demand for it. But there's just, I don't know. I wish that not everything had to be on pay-per-views. I'm hoping that DAZN is honest in what they're saying, that they're going to use pay-per-views sparingly, but you just never know. Oh, and going to the body, Castano, and landing to the head. I'm telling you, folks, he's finding a lot of success there. He's got to be careful. He just got clipped, and maybe that's what Charlo's kind of hoped for. But Charlo's got to land more than one punch at a time. He's got to really increase his work rate, and he's landing well with the left right there. Oh, and then Castano landing hard with the left. Wobbles Jermell Charlo. Wow, folks, this is not how I thought it was going to be. And Castano is... Folks, this is Castano's fight at this moment. Oh, and going to the body is Castano. Oh, and look at Charlo punching off the ropes, having a moment, but he doesn't follow it up with anything. He just does that, and then he lets Castano land and get back in the fight. And Charlo, I mean, hey, maybe he's playing the long game, and he could be, and maybe his thing is, hey, I'm not going to expend a ton of energy now. I'm going to let Castano do that, and I'm going to bust him up later in the fight. But Charlo's taking a lot of punishment to get there. All right, one judge giving it to Castano, one judge giving it to 2 of the judges giving it to Charlo. So Charlo's working his way back into this fight, whittling Castano's lead down to 2 points as we go into the 5th round. And now Charlo's starting to open up more, standing in the center of the ring, being rangy. And we're just going to have to see, is this something that Castano can figure out? He'd be smart to keep going to the body, because trying to hit Charlo to the head is not working. I'm telling you, both these guys are really bringing it. And it's a question of if Castano can keep this up. And I mean, I don't know why he would wilt. He hasn't been hit with something, but you never know. If he gets dropped, and there's a good chance that he could, taking shots like that. If he gets dropped, that'll change the tenor of the fight. If you want to see an interesting fight, watch the Jermell Charlo Demetrius Andrade fight. That was one of those fights where it looked like Andrade was coming on, and then it goes in a lot of different directions. Oh, uppercuts by Brian Castano. Oh, look at Castano landing. And there's just something about the shots of Castano. They just seem to be doing more damage now. Although I will say the work rate of Charlo has really increased. And I'm telling you, this seems to be like a battle of attrition. Who's going to start wearing down? And Castano's really trying to do something. He's doing what one of the Petronelli brothers, trainer Marvin Hagler, would call banging Charlo on the hip. It's slowing Charlo down. Oh, look at that uppercut. Straight shot. Oh, it's going. And folks, I think that was a fairly even round. Now they're saying that both fighters are tired. We're going to have to see. One judge has it even. Another judge gives it to Charlo. Another judge gives it to Charlo. So Charlo has evened up the bout. We have 7 more rounds. Is Charlo going to start coming on, or is Castano still got more left in the tank? We are gonna have to see, folks. Oh, look, and Castano going to the body. This is really one of those fights. It's going to be a nail biter all the way till the end. Oh, it's continuing to go to the body. And I give Charlo credit. It started off, and he had the bull in front of him, Brian Castano, bullying him into the ring. But Charlo figured it out, slowed down the rushes, timed him, and I mean they're both getting cracked. And now Castano coming out, he doesn't like the fact. He probably knows it's evened up now, and he wants to change it. And once again, you are watching Boxing Time TV. If you like what you're seeing, please like, comment, and follow. Please share these links with your family and friends. Please give us a follow on Instagram. Boxing Time with Evan is my handle. Like I said, we're going to be adding some stuff to it using my boxing card collection and other things. I'll probably start posting. Now I do like one post a week, or one to two. Now I'll probably do like two or three. I'm even considering maybe doing a website with all this where I promote the simulated fights, promote upcoming fights, reach out to some of the promotional organizations, ESPN, Pro Bellum, DAZN, and just see if I can get them to send me information and just kind of put it all up and whatnot. Oh, and these guys are going for it. This is high caliber, high quality boxing. And right now, Charlo really has increased his work rate. Although Castano, with those body shots, I'm telling you, that can end up telling the tale of this fight. Because Castano doesn't seem to be slowed too much by the shots of Charlo. And he just got nailed right there. And that might be enough to give Charlo this round. Short of Brian Castano doing something incredible. Oh, and still going to the body. Castano, I give him credit, been able to do work at long range. He just took some shots from Charlo, and just an uppercut. And Charlo needs to go to the body more. He just did that. And if I'm Charlo, part of me wonders what's keeping this guy up. But the same thing can be said for Castano, because here he beat on him, and then all of a sudden Charlo, that increased his work rate. So credit to both fighters. 10-9 for Charlo, 10-9 for Charlo, 10-9 for Castano. So Charlo up by 1 point. Now, folks, this is a 1-point fight. This is essentially a 6-round fight. Nobody is any more ahead than the other fighter. And here you have Brian Castano coming in. He's taking some shots, and now you have Charlo kind of pot-shotting him, really landing well. And Castano, you just see him. He's searching for something. Six more rounds, folks. And it's going to be. I'm telling you, if Castano, if he can continue to do what he's been doing in those first rounds. Now both guys not throwing a lot here, and if I'm Castano, he's continuing to go to the body, and now he's landing up top. Charlo better watch out. Castano could be setting a trap. Missing with the uppercut is Brian Castano. Oh, and going to the body, Castano setting that up, and both guys now. And you have Charlo still being pinpointed. I'm telling you, folks, this is a 6-round bout now between two high-level, elite, super welterweights. And I like what I'm seeing. And right here, folks. I mean, these guys, it's just like kind of a game of inches. Both guys having their moments. We're in the final 30 seconds of this bout. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna just turn this on, okay? And then wait. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay. No problem. No problem. No problem. See you then. I'm going to go put in my contacts. Okay. Thank you, guys. So, yeah, this is an interesting thing. We may have to pause this contest and come back to it. Oh, so now Castano once again registering with the judges. So Castano takes that round. One judge gives it to Charlo, and we're starting the 8th. So right now, Charlo fighting back, folks. This first round, I'm coming in here. I'm coming in kind of cold, and These guys are just landing. And Brian Castano, hits him with an uppercut. And Brian Castano is going for the knockout. This fight is even. I don't know. Oh, look at that. And once again, wobbles him. Oh, and a body shot. Brian Castano dropping Jermell Charlo. Wow, look at that. Brian Castano comes back. Is he going to be able to take this? Is he going to be able to continue this? Look at this. And then you have Charlo landing. And these guys are just going for it. They are landing with everything that they have. We have a minute and a half left. And Brian Castano, is he about to come on? Is Charlo going to do something to stop the onslaught? So far, I don't think that he's hurt Castano. And now Castano going to the body. I'm telling you, all those shots to the body paid off. It softened Jermell Charlo up. But this is even, folks. Like I was saying before he got knocked down in the 8th round, I don't think I've ever seen a fight this even, this late in the fight. I mean, I'm probably wrong in terms of the Boxing Time simulation, but this is so even, and this is so hotly contested, and here you have Brian Castano. He knows, he can smell it, punching Jermell Charlo into the ropes. Jermell Charlo doesn't want to wilt. He wants to find a way to stop this onslaught, and he can. The question is, how does he do it? And right there, he lands, and Castano continuing to go to the body, and it's like the punches of Jermell Charlo don't have any effect on him. Oh, and punching him into the ropes. Punching him into the ropes is Jermell Charlo. I'm sorry, is Brian Castano. Castano's had a big 8th, folks. And we'll see what happens in the 9th as Jermell Charlo literally fighting for his life. As we go to the 9th, we see what happened in the 9th round. And they're saying that both guys are tired. Brian Castano now pulling ahead. He's going to pull ahead by about six points. Will this be something that Jermell Charlo can come back from? We have 4 more rounds, folks. 4 more rounds. Let's see what happens here. And Castano coming out, and he's searching, and he's trying, and you have Jermell Charlo going into a defensive posture. Castano up by 6 points, gets him in the ropes with an uppercut. And I'm telling you, the computer had Charlo up in this fight. So we are going to see, can Charlo snatch victory from the jaws of defeat? What an entertaining bout. More body shots from Brian Castano. I'm telling you, I think that is what has paid dividends for him in this fight. And Jermell Charlo needs to figure something out, because Brian Castano, who has slowed his work rate, if Jermell Charlo can move his hands more, he can start running the numbers on him, and he can figure this out. I'm telling you, Brian Castano must have watched the Tony Harrison fight, because wow, Jermell Charlo in just such a tough contest, trying to put this together, but there are opportunities here, and Jermell Charlo is just the kind of fighter that can seize those opportunities. Although he is getting walloped right now with uppercuts in the middle of the 9th round. Once again, you are watching Boxing Time TV. If you like what you're seeing, and how could you not, please like, comment, and follow. Please share these links with your family and friends. Give us a follow on Instagram, Boxing Time with Evan. It's really a shadow page that promotes the bouts that we have happening here. But it's going to start doing more. We're going to start doing more with my boxing collection and just a bunch of other things. Thank you so much. Oh, and look at this. Charlo finding moments right here. Castano's work rate has slowed, and Castano's going to be kicking himself if this bout ends up being a draw or he loses a close decision. I mean, this was close, and he did drop Charlo. That's something he's going to want to keep up on. But Charlo right now, this is the opportunity. And if Charlo can let his hands go and find a way to just block and hit in between Castano's punches, it will benefit him greatly. And as you know, I don't know if you heard, but I do have someone coming to pick me up in a little bit. So I'm just sitting here watching. I'm not touching any keys. I'm a fan like you guys, and where the only thing I touch is to hit the return button to keep the bout moving. I put in the stats from Google, and I don't manipulate it in any other way. And I do my best to do it as on the level as I can. And wow, Brian Castano continuing to go to the body. Oh, punching Charlo into the ropes. I think you probably give Castano this round, although there was moments of inactivity that you could give it to Charlo. And like Teddy Atlas was talking about in the Jack Catterall bout with 10-9, 10-8, 10-8, all for Brian Castano. So, folks, he is pulling way ahead now. Teddy Atlas was talking about this in the Catterall, and we did it here. We did it here on Boxing Time TV. Jack Catterall versus I'm going to see his name, and it's just gonna. Josh Taylor. I googled it. Like we saw, Catterall was creaming him in the first, just on top of it. Dropped Taylor too. But oh wow, and you have Charlo, he's hurt. He's taking a lot of shots now. He's wobbled a lot of shots to the body, and Brian Castano has come on. Brian Castano has figured something out. He is way ahead in this bout now. He's up by 11 points. We're almost at a point where Charlo is going to need a knockout to win. Not that he can't do it. Not that he doesn't have that up his sleeve. But every second that goes by, every round, it's a missed opportunity, and Charlo gets whacked with an uppercut. So what I was saying about Jack Catterall and Josh Taylor is you have this, Catterall getting this lead, but taking his foot off the gas, to quote Teddy Atlas, a bit, and can ride out. And I mean, Josh Taylor just did enough to pull ahead, and he's the champion. I mean, I'm just saying, you really, you just need to keep going. And Brian Castano has just been pulling ahead, and if he banks this round, I would think Jermell Charlo certainly needs a knockout or a bunch of knockdowns to even this match up. All right. So right now, and I'm telling you, Castano having his moment, more than a moment. All right, and once again, Brian Castano, folks, he's very up ahead in this fight. They're saying that he's tired, but he just took that round 10-8. He's going to take this whole thing 10-8, 10-8. Folks, I'll say Jermell Charlo needs a knockout to win. He is down by 17 points, and Brian Castano has come with that straight left and that body attack. Charlo's got to put something together here. If Brian Castano is really tired, he's got to put something together, because he's, as of this moment, the title is he's not champion anymore. All right. And right now, Charlo Charlo trying, standing valiantly in the face of this onslaught, landing, trying to find his moments, but Castano just battering him with that uppercut, and these two guys are going for it, folks. And this is just a back and forth affair. And Charlo looking, trying to sense, he's taken Brian Castano's punches all night. And man, Brian Castano pulling a Roberto Duran versus Sugar Ray Leonard, mugging him, just coming in and from the opening bell, just going. And look at this. And folks, it's not looking good for Jermell Charlo. He may actually be stopped, folks. Oh, and just going to the body is Brian Castano. Oh, look at that. Just landing and all right, folks. And right now you have Castano doing some tremendous work. I mean, he's giving Jermell Charlo. He learned something in that first fight. He's going to the body. He has neutralized Jermell Charlo. He's neutralized his speed. He's neutralized, and with that, he's taken away his power. So we have one more round, folks. One more round left in this highly anticipated rematch happening May 17th. Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano. Castano taking that round 10-8. 10-8. He's so ahead in this bout. Can Jermell Charlo pull something out? Can he find that miracle that he needs? He's behind by 23 points. And right now, Castano's come out and he just wants to pick up where he left off, folks. Oh, and look at Castano just shooting that left, shooting that right, landing hard, and punching Jermell Charlo into the ropes. Oh, and going to the body. Oh, he can. Oh, and he has him wobbled, folks, and he's continuing to hurt him. Although Charlo shoots back. Oh, and look at Brian Castano continuing to go to the body. I'm telling you, that really tells the tale of how he was able to win this fight. That body attack now going with an and now Charlo wobbles Brian Castano with a left hand. Is it too much? Too late, folks? This is why boxing is great. Why boxing is the theater of the unexpected. Look at that, Jermell Charlo having a moment, catching Brian Castano. First time he's hurt him all night, and Castano may still be hurt, and I think Charlo's too tired to realize it. Oh, and Brian Castano looking at like a mild moment, and he's thrown a lot of punches. I mean, if Jermell Charlo can do that again, there is a chance. I mean, he needs a knockout. He's hopelessly behind at this point. So we have a little under 100 seconds, and look at this. These guys are landing. They're throwing their shots, and Jermell Charlo is still trying to find it. Oh, and Castano's landing. Folks, this bout was so even, so close, going into like the 8th round, and then Brian Castano just a tremendous performance from both fighters, but just the more consistent Brian Castano. And like I always say, whenever both fighters are allowed to do their strategies, we get the best fights, and that's what we've seen here. Oh, and the left hand landing. Oh, and the body attack. 40, we have about a little over 40 seconds, and Brian Castano just no let up. Jermell Charlo may have had that moment. He lands that punch again, and these two guys, give Jermell Charlo credit, was still swinging even into the final round, and that's what he's gonna do. He's that championship style fighter. The winning mentality. Obviously no fighter wants to lose. He really doesn't want to lose, and this has been, wow. What a tremendous bout. And Oh, and going to the body is Castano, bringing back the defense, and Charlo trying. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Oh, and Castano punctuates this round and this performance with knocking Charlo into the ropes. Who would have thought Brian Castano would come in and pull this off, get a decision over Jermell Charlo? I know that I didn't. Wow. And folks, the winner is Brian Castano by a decision. Brian Castano by unanimous decision. The fight lasted 12 rounds. Charlo was knocked down one time. Castano was not knocked down. Has a cut on his nose. That's probably where he got wobbled. Castano wins 118, 107, 117, 107, 116, 110. Thank you so much, folks, for watching Boxing Time TV, where our motto here is why wait? Watch it now, then watch the real thing and compare. Please give us a follow on Instagram. Give us a follow here. Like, comment, follow, all that good stuff. We'll see you next time on Boxing Time TV.